Yo, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another Baldur's Gate 3 video. In this one, we're going to be talking about Wizzard class and its many subclasses, right? Or specializations, right? Or schools of magic. But before we get started, I just want to say if you do enjoy this type of videos, you can help me out and the channel by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. And sharing, because let's grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully by summer. If we do that by summer, there will be a pretty big giveaway. So let's get to that. Also, if you want to see something else on the channel, do let me know by leaving a comment with what you want to see. You can also let me know via Discord. The link is down in the description for that. And I do stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 4 p.m. here on YouTube. You can check that stuff out on Discord as well. But with that said, let's talk about wizards. So wizards are a different breed of spellcaster. They're the only class that utilize intelligence as your primary attribute, right? You also want to have some constitution for hit points and concentration checks and dexterity for armor class, right? You don't need wisdom, you don't need charisma, you don't really need strength, right? You're proficient in daggers, quarterstaffs, like crossbows, and then you can pick skill proficiency in Arcana, History, Investigation, Insight, Medicine, or Religion. It's up to you, right? So when you start at level 1, you're gonna get what's called Arcana Recovery, which allows you to replenish spell slots while out of combat. You can now restore spell slots above 5th level, so on the 5th or 6th level, and you can only use it once. I believe per long rest, right? You can also get some cantrips and you get level 1 spell slot and then some obviously proficiencies. So for your cantrips, as you can see, there's quite a bit of them. But I would recommend Firebolt because that's 1d10, probably among easiest and the best. Ray of Frost can work, same with Shocking Grasp. You can go with Mage Hand for utility, Minor Illusion as well. But a lot of times I like to start out with Firebolt, Shocking Grasp, and Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost is just to reduce the enemy movement speed by 3, so I can use it at them and back away, and then they won't be able to close the distance as much. Shocking Grasp, if they closed it, so I can do damage against them, especially if they wear metal, they will take. I will have advantage. Firebolt, just because it's 1d10 most damage. For your spells, you can select pull any. But probably among my favorite ones would be Ice Knife. It does 1d10 piercing damage and explodes, dealing 2 to 12 damage. So in total, it can do 3 to 22. And it can also leave ice. Well, it leaves ice on nearby surfaces, which can make enemies strip. Right? Magic Missile does 2 to 5 damage, but it shoots 3 darts, and they will always hit. Right? So definitely pretty amazing. Thunder Wave, well, because if they close distance, you can push them off like cliffs or into abyss, killing them or doing massive damage. That's pretty good, right? You can go with Ray of Sickness, does pretty decent damage, and poison, right? Major Armor, just to give you more armor class, increase your armor class to 13 plus is the dexterity modifier, right? And then last but definitely not least, you can definitely go for something like Chromatic Orb. Does a lot of damage, right? You can get your attributes, your proficiencies, your name, right? That's your level 1. As you can see, you have all the spells. But that's not all. Since you are a wizard, you can only have 4 spells prepared. Ooh, wrong one. No. Even though I know Ray of Sickness and Chromatic Orb, I cannot use them, but you can replace them just by going to your spellbook, as you seen right here, then pressing X to prepare spells or whatever button that is for you, and then picking the spell that you want to replace it. Boom. And since you're a wizard, you can learn spells. You can learn spells for a price. For level 1 spell, it's 50. Level 2 it's 100, level 3 150, 200, 250, 300 being the most expensive, right? Now at level 2, you get the basic ones, You know, you get your more health, specialization, spell slot, and then some other stuff. But your primary things you're gonna get is spell slot and health increase. As you can see, there's plenty schools. There's abjuration, evocation, necromancy, conjuration, enhancement, wrong one, divination, illusion, and transmutation. There's 8 schools, I believe. Right? My more favorite one is necromancy and evocation. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Depending the school you pick, you get different stuff, and it will lower the cost of learning spell by half. So instead of spending 25 for level spell slot, instead of spending 50, it's 25. So it'll be 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150 instead of 50, 100, 152 to 53. Right? So I pick a vocation, and then you as well, no matter what, once you reach level 2, will get, well, some spell slots that you can get. Right? That's up to you which ones you pick. Right? Also, depending which school you go with will determine which spells in the future might be able to get. But for this one, I would definitely recommend something like Featherfall. It's not huge, but it will help in certain situations. As well as, if I can remember where it's at, go a long shot if you want. Enhanced sleep can help you, but grease will be pretty nice because it'll make enemies prone, and you can light it on fire. So that, you know, and then you can pick which prepare spells you go with. So instead of 4, you'll have now 5. Not too bad, right? At level 3, you get a second spell slot and more health. So for here, I would definitely recommend Hold Person, because if you don't have anybody else, this will allow you to pretty much make humanoid not move, act, or react, and any attack within 3 meters will always be critical. If you have somebody with Hold Person, you can go with something like Melf's Acid Arrow, definitely Scorching Ray, and you can also go for Cloud of Daggers, or for utility you can go with Misty Steps, but we'll go Scorching Ray and Melf's Acid Arrow, right? And then you can pick, have 6 prepared spells, so you definitely can go with what might be best for you. I would definitely go with like this, so you have both your level 2 spell slots, since, you know, in case the enemy is resistant or immune to certain stuff, you have still a couple of your big damage. Level 4, you know, you get your first feat, and you get an extra spell slot for level 2 and an extra cantrip for cantrip. You know, depending who you're fighting and depending which kind of like playstyle you can go with, you can go with Blade Ward. You can also go with Poison Spray, which might not be best, or Acid Splash. You can go with Bone Chill or Minor Illusion, which is what I'll go with, just so you know. It'd be a little easier, right? But you can also go with Light or Mage Hand. Mage Hand can be useful in certain situations, which is what I'll go for. On 2 level 2 spell slot, definitely pick Misty Steps and Hold Person if you have not already. For your feat, you can go with ASI to get your intelligence up to 19, 20 if you get Auntie Ethel hair, right? And also go with Alert to get +5 initiative and can't be surprised. Surprise is not really huge, but allow you just to not skip a turn, and 5 initiative allow you to go faster. You can also go with something like a Spell Sniper, you know. You learn an extra cantrip, and the number you need to roll for a crit will be reduced by 1. There's also a few other ones that are decent, but we'll go with ASI just so we can get our intelligence higher. But again, it depends on your build. Here, definitely Misty Steps will be good. If you don't need something like Thunder Wave, definitely Hold Person. Right, that's your level 4. Level 5, mind you, we'll go over specializations or subclasses at the end. Level 5, you get your first level 3 spell slot. But this one, ooh, you have some good ones. You can go with a beautiful Glyph of Warding, right? Might not seem like much, but it's definitely worth it, right? The reason why is because you can select whatever spell you want, right? And obviously the good old fireball. If you don't want to use Glyph of Warding, Lightning Bolt will also be pretty good, right? Glyph of Warding just allows you to have different like sleep effect, or lightning, thunder, fire, whatever, you know. That's pretty good. That's why I pick it. And Fireball because, well, that's one of the more iconic spells, right? And then for preparation, definitely would get rid of those and pick that. You know, I'm going for more damage and one utility spell, right? At level 6, you get your basic health increase, an extra level 3 spell slot, and you get a, a potent, oh, sorry, not a potent, you don't get that, you get a 4 evocation, that is my bad, right? Now, level 3 spell slot you can take that's extra is definitely Lightning Bolt. In case some enemies are resistant to fire, you can go with Lightning Bolt and it does line attack that does massive, right? And you can also go with the enemy dead if you want to have some minions to help with, right? Again, that's up to you. At level 7, we'll get Arcane Recovery to level 4, which charges, you know, which will allow you to get your spell slot faster. Also get your first level 4 spell slot. But that definitely Ice Storm, really nice. It just does ice damage or cold damage, and if you have water, it will freeze it. Right. Another good one that you can go with is, if I can move up, Wall of Fire. And I also go with Blade. You can also go with Conjure Minor Elemental. Right. Go with Blade because it does good damage, stuff like that. But again, it is up to you. And don't forget, you can change the spell slot or the prepare spell slot anytime. Level 8, you get an extra spell slot, more health, and an extra feat. Right. So now I definitely would take Wall of Fire and maybe an extra Conjure Elemental. Now for here, I would not go the SI because you can get up to only 20. Yeah, I would take Alert, or if I took Alert the first time, I would definitely take SI. Right? Because it is very, very useful. Now, at next level, level 9, you get your first level 5 spell slot, and you get an extra level 4 spell slot, along with extra health. So one of the awesome spells is Cloud Kill. You know, the reason why it's pretty good, it does 5 to 40 poison damage per turn, and it's one of the few spells that you can reposition. So you cast it once, and as long as you have concentration for the next turn, you can move it to a different spot without it costing your spell slot. Another good one is Cone of Cold, Conjure Elemental as well, and Hold Person. It does same thing as Hold, or Hold Monster. It does same thing as Hold Person, but for Monster. Definitely recommend Cloud Kill and Hold Monster. Because, well, just being able to do crit damage on later or high level enemies is massive, so you can get rid of them faster. Now at level 10, you get your your subclass thing, but you also get an extra level 5 spell slot, right? And health, and an extra cantrip. You know, your cantrip are doing, instead of 1d6, they do, or instead of doing 1d6, they do 3d6, so they do a lot more damage. We'll take Acid Splash, but that's for you. But here, I'll definitely recommend Cone of Cold and Conjure Elemental. You can also go with Wall of Stone if you want to. Again, that is all up to you which spells you pick. Now at level 11, you don't get much, but you do get your first level 6 spell, which is actually pretty big. You get health, which might not be much, but one of the huge spells is Chain Lightning, which strikes an enemy and it will 3 more balls will leap from the target, doing damage and electrifying. Pretty huge. Another decent one is Circle of Death. Not my favorite, but it's not bad. Create Undead, pretty good. And Disintegrate. You know, shoot a thin green ray from your finger if You know, if the 50 to 100 force damage reduces the target to 0 hit points, it disintegrates and crumbles into ash. Pretty fun. You can also do Wall of Ice. You know, it will do 10 to 6 to anyone sitting in its way, and if it's broken, release the cloud of frigid air that does another 10 to 60 damage per turn in the last 60 turns. Right? There's a few other awesome spells like Global Vulnerability, the Freezing Sphere. You know, it's up to you. Definitely Chain of Lightning will probably be my more favorite. Right? Sunbeam is also pretty good, so I'll pick those. But definitely, whatchamacallit, Chain Lightning is my more favorite. Level 12, which I don't have just yet, you get your last feat, right? That is it for the basic class. Now, we're going to talk about Conjuration, right? One of the 8 schools of magic. Conjuration is all about shaping and motion. The favorite arcane style involves summoning creatures and object, or sorry, not as conjuration, abjuration. That is my bad. Abjuration is about spells that summon warriors, banish enemies, nullify magic, and suitable for those who wish to defend themselves and others. At level 2, you get Arcane Ward, which allows you to. Arcane Ward is residual magic of your spells, forms a ward around you, that protects you from harm. Each time you cast an abjuration spell, the intensity of the ward increases by the amount of spell slots, up to a maximum of 2 times of your wizard level. Each time you take damage, the wizard blocks the amount of damage equal to its intensity, and its intensity decreases by 1. After each long rest, the ward intensity resets and becomes the same as your wizard level. At level 6, you get Projected Ward. As a reaction, when the nearby ally takes damage, you can sacrifice your Arcane Ward to reduce the damage they take, and your intensity, the ward intensity decreases by 1. And at level 10, you get Improved Abjuration. Each time you take a short rest, the intensity of Arcane Ward increases by an amount equal to your wizard level. So pretty cool. Right? So you more of just being defensive. Right? It's not bad. Conjuration is all about, well, summoning creatures and objects. At level 2, you get Create Water, which might not mean much, but it's pretty cool. You know, because you can do some wonderful things with like ice spells or lightning spells. If you have water, you know, you can freeze it or you can electrify it. At level 6, you get Bending Transposition Teleport. You gain ability to teleport yourself to an occupied space or swap places with an ally, as long as it's within 9 meters or 30 feet. Once used, this action cannot be reused until a long rest or casting Conjuration spell of level 1 or higher. Not bad in case like you're getting attacked, you can swap places with somebody else so they take damage, like a frontliner, you know, who needs to get back to you. At level 10, you get Focused Conjuration. Damage taken while you're concentrating on Conjuration spell will not break your concentration, which is pretty good because it sucks to lose your concentration. Now, a third spell school is Divination School, which is you appear through the time itself and can script the future like Temporal Clay into a more favorable form. Level 2, you get Portent, which you get 2 Portent dice, and you can use them as a reaction to change the die of an attack roll or a saving roll. You know, you can use it once, and you lose them anytime you do a long rest, but you get them back. You know. At level 6, you get Expert Divination. You get an additional Portent die. When taking a short rest, you receive a prophecy, which, if completed, you can regain a Portent die. Level 10, you get Third Eye Dark Vision, which once per long rest, you can use an action to get an ability to get a superior dark vision without expending a spell slot, which allows you to see 24 meters in the dark. And you also get Third Eye See Invisibility. Allows you to use an action to see the invisible creatures within 9 meters or 30 feet without expending a spell slot, which is pretty cool, but honestly not the most awesome. Right? Your fourth wizard school is Enhancement School. Your magic influences, bagels, and bends the will and conviction of those around you. So level 2, you get Hypnotic Gaze. You know, which if you use once per long rest on non-allied creatures that are within 1.5 meters, if they succeed, the target must succeed a Wisdom saving throw, or they become charmed and incapacitated for 2 turns. Level 6, you get Instinctive Charm. As a reaction, you can charm the enemy that attacks you. If they must succeed a Wisdom saving throw, or attack a new target if possible. If they succeed on the saving throw, they cannot be affected by this ability until you long rest. And at level 10, you get Split Enhancement. You know your enhancements inside and out. You can target 2 creatures with an enhancement spell that would normally only target 1 creature, which is pretty cool, but not as good as some of the other schools. Right? My more favorite is the School of Evocation, which is what we picked. Evocation spells focus elemental energy into powerful attacks and enhancement. Those who specialize in the schools are known as evokers. At level 2, you get Script Spells, which you create a pocket of safety within your evocation spells. Allies automatically succeed their saving throws and take no damage from the spells, which if you're gonna go with like spells like Chain Lightning or Fireball, or Glyph Water, you can cast it on top of your people and they will take no damage and it will automatically succeed saving throws that won't be burned or anything like that, which is pretty huge. So if you are doing more damage, Wizzard, definitely go with that. Right? At level 6, you get Potent Cantrips. Your cantrips become harder to evade entirely. When a creature succeeded saving throws against one of your cantrips, it still takes half the damage, but suffers no additional effects. At level 10, get Empowered Evocation, which means you can add your intelligence modifier to the damage roll with any evocation spell, which is massive, especially if you're going with like 22 intel or even 20 intel. Still allows you to get that extra damage. Right? That is why it's one of my favorite. Now, another school is Illusion, which allows you to unravel and restricting the fabric of reality to fool the unwary, the gullible, and the monstrous. So at level 2, you'll get Improved Minor Illusion. You can cast Minor Illusion as a bonus action, and you can use it even when you're silenced. At level 6, it gets Invisibility. Once per short rest, you can use it as an action without consuming a spell slot. At level 10, you get Illusory Self. As a reaction, you magically fashion an illusory duplicate of yourself when attacked, causing the attack to miss. You can use it once per short rest. Not the funnest, but it's okay. Another really amazing school, probably my second favorite, is Necromancy School, which is, you create undead, which is you walk through the Valley of the Shadow of Death and make lots of friends there. That's the description. Level 2, you get Grim Harvest. Once per turn, if you kill a creature with the spell, you regain hit points equal to twice the spell slot level used. Thrice it's a Necromancy spell. Undead and constructs are unaffected. So if you use like bone thing, let me see which one. Spells like Blight or I think Bone Chill. The one that's specific Necromancy will give you 3 times its health back. Right? It's pretty cool. Level 6, you get Undead Thralls. You get Animate Undead, additional Undead, and better summons. Which at level 6, you get Animate Undead spell, even if you didn't have it already. So you get it for free. So I would not learn it if you go with Necromancy because you get it for free at level 6. You get Additional Undead, which means when you use Animate Dead, you can raise an additional corpse. You can have 2. You can get better summons. Creatures created with Animate Dead have an additional hit points equal to your Wizard level, and your proficiency bonus is added to their damage. Pretty massive. At level 10, you get Injured to Undeath. You have steeped yourself so completely in death that you're resistant to necrotic damage, and your hit points maximum cannot be reduced. Pretty cool. Necromancy is really fun, so you can get more undead and get them stronger and tankier. And last but not least is School of Transmutation. Your innate fascination with the structure of things has granted you incredible power over crude matter and its manipulation. Level 2, you get Experimental Alchemy. You brew 2 alchemical solution instead of 1 when combining extracts. If you succeed at difficulty class, aka 15 medicine check, you get that. Level 6, you get Transmute Stone, which allows you to create Transmute Stone, storing some of your transmutation magic. Creature carrying the stone gain a benefit of your choice. Right? You can get something like acid resistance, cold resistance, fire resistance, lightning, thunder resistance. Stone of Speed, which gives you 3 more movement, 3 more meters of movement. Dark Vision gets you a dark vision over 18 meters. And Constitution, where you get proficiency in Constitution saving throws. You know, pretty huge. And at level 10, you get Shaper Charger, which allows you to use an action to transform into a blue jay and able to fly. If the blue jay hit points drop to 0, the target reverts to its original form. So you won't just die if you go into a blue jay, but you can fly. But that is it for all the wizard. Wizard has a lot of subclasses. Again, you have abjuration, conjuration, divination, enhancement, evocation, illusion, necromancy, and transmutation. They're pretty fun. They have a lot of different things you can do, but remember, my more favorite one is evocation and necromancy. But with all that said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.